Hello Dolly friends, I am Toot Sweet. I like big eyes and tiny fashions, and I'm quite excited today because I have another doll to unbox, and it is this year's anniversary Blythe, Juliet's Choice. So anniversary dolls, we get one every year. Every July we get one. So the anniversary Blythe is just what it sounds like. Every year on the anniversary of the first Neo Blythe, not Kenneth, the new Neos being released, we get an anniversary doll. And these dolls are like their special dolls. They usually have some special eye chip colours, a unique hair colour, something unusual done with her face type, skin type or makeup, and of course beautiful stock. Especially in recent years, these are the girls that get the ball gowns, the big gorgeous dresses, and this year's doll is no different. She is Juliet's Choice. I have paid the dolly ransom. She is finally here. I usually get my dolls after everybody else. It was £43.94. So if you do buy a Blythe doll, keep that in mind. So this is quite a large shipper. I feel like they're normally a little smaller than this. So I think Juliet's box is probably quite large. Here we go. The shipper, the box inside the box inside the box. There she is. Ooh. So as you can see, her box is set up like this big beautiful window. The window of the box is styled like a window. It has these lovely rose details all over, and it says Juliet's Choice on the front. And the window and the roses, they're all kind of like foiled, like they're foiled, so they're like reflective shiny gold. I do love the detailing on this box. Blythe boxes in general, particularly of more recent dolls, I absolutely love. I think they're this really beautiful part of the storytelling of the doll, and this one does such a lovely job. So she's based upon Juliet from Romeo and Juliet, of course, and so the pattern is like this, like it looks like brick wall, then with these kind of shiny gold foil roses over the top, and there it looks like she's like standing at the window or the balcony. Maybe it's supposed to be the balcony scene. Clover shaped cardboard cutout, and this goes on, you can pop that out and put it on the base of the stand, which is, it's a nice touch, but I personally rarely use them. Juliet comes out. Look at that. So her face mold is Radiance Evolution, and her skin tone is Snow, and her hair is like, they're calling it pinkish brown. So already she does remind me of Bianca Pearl. Bianca Pearl was a Blythe that came out in 2014. She absolutely outshined the anniversary girl that year as well. I did used to have Bianca Pearl and I loved her, but I had a very expensive vet bill come up, and she was my most valuable Blythe at the time, so out she went to save my rabbit. But I do miss her. Of all the dolls I've sold, I miss Bianca the most, which is one of the reasons I really wanted Juliet, because they both have this like very fair snow skin. Bianca Pearl was matte, and Juliet appears not to be. I may matte her later, just to make her look a bit more like Bianca, but she had very, very similar colouring to this doll. I believe her hair was called like brown with a purplish tint, and this one's like brownish pink, but they look the same to me, and they both have this like centre part with no fringe hair. She is free. Oh, this dress feels nice. Look how stiff this dress is. This is like, that is like nice quality fabric. Let's release her hair. Oh, okay. It's slightly sticky, so maybe a hair spa needed, but it's not terrible. This is good. This is third doll in a row that I've been happy with the out of box hair. It's a little bit sticky, which may come out with a brush, but it's not like horrifically tangled or anything. My Orella Amphitrite's hair was really bad. That took me quite a lot of work to get nice, but this feels not too bad immediately. Okay, so I've just given her a brush with just a wig brush. It's instantly brushed all the stickiness out, but now I have also brushed the curls out. So I might give her a hair spa just to put her curls back in, or maybe to straighten it completely. I'll see how I feel. It's a really beautiful colour. It is like a pinky brown. It's quite different to Colette Lumiere's brown, which is more kind of like peachy blondie. This is darker, but more of the mauve side of pink. She has, if you can see there, eyelids that are like a very like subtle dusky pink with like peachish coloured eyeshadow around the edges. Her side glancing ones are quite a striking blue. Her front facing ones are grey. Left glancing they're really pretty. They're like a tealy colour. Her hair does keep getting stuck in her eyelashes. That's better. So I've just put a very little hair elastic at the back there. This dress is gorgeous. The quality on this dress is absolutely there. And it's so highly detailed. It's so detailed. So you've got this lovely, thick, sturdy fabric that feels very kind of period accurate with the way that it holds its shape. Anything thinner and you're going to lose the shape here. The trim that goes all the way down here, and it goes all the way around the back. This is no, you know, plain back dress. It goes all the way around. Got the little like damask style patterns on it. It's got these tiny little bows, gold bows with a little pearl in the middle, all the way around. The bodice. This is so hard to pull off on this scale. This lovely bodice here that fits beautifully with a ruff at the top. The puff sleeves with bows at the top, and the puff sleeves are like layered, so you've got layers of fabric here with another puff showing through underneath, and the detailing here, we've got the bows all the way down to a little frilled cuff. This dress is never gonna go in the dolly box. Like, if Juliet takes it off, it's because I put it on another doll. This is like the princess dress. This is the fantasy. And she has an underskirt underneath to help keep the dress's shape. And bloomers, here we go. No, I get angry about bad knickers on a Blythe. A lot of the Good Smile Company ones I've had recently have had bloomers instead, which I am here for. I enjoy the bloomers. I think they're really cute and fun. She does have plastic all over her arms and legs. It's a pain to take off, but I can see why they do it. Okay, she is now completely naked, so if you're offended by that, avert your gaze. Very, very pale, much paler than most of my other dolls, but she is the snow skin type, and her makeup's all like this very soft pink. So she's got the slightly higher blush as well, similar to Coquette Lumiere, but I don't think hers goes up quite as high as Coquette Lumiere does. And it's also much paler. I feel like with the design of this doll, they are leaning into the tragedy side of Romeo and Juliet, as you should. It is a tragedy. So I quite like that they've kept her like very pale looking. And obviously because one of the biggest parts of the story of Romeo and Juliet is when Juliet enters this death-like sleep. So I quite like the fact that they've kept her like deathly pale. So let's look at her body. Very, very pale, snow skin type. Good hip joints. I've had some of my dolls from Good Smile Company have kind of loose hips, and then as soon as I hold them up they kind of go like that, and it's quite frustrating, but this one's good. There we go. She has a little manicure, a pink manicure, and her pull charm is, if you can see here, a teeny tiny crucifix. How adorable is that? So the story is set in Verona in Italy in about the 14th century. So we have these sort of themes of Catholicism running through the story. So Juliet, very true to her character, has her little crucifix. This is so cute. This is something that they've done with the past 2 anniversary dolls that I've got, where they've not just done a different coloured pull ring to celebrate the anniversary doll, they've given her something completely different that's relevant to her story. So my Aurella, she had like a little pearl because she was supposed to be like a deep sea jellyfish princess, I think. It was a weird theme, but I enjoyed it. Ooh, this is Juliet's second dress. This is supposed to be a nightgown. And again, it's really beautiful. It's really, really carefully made. It's obviously not as elaborate as her day dress because it's a night dress, but it is still really detailed. We have the little gold trim all the way around, the little sleeves with a little puff at the end. The bodice is this really lovely textured fabric with the gold, and the dress itself has multiple layers. So it does look like a night dress, but you could also just wear it as like a pretty dress. Yep, that's beautiful. It's slightly creased from being in the box, but I think that's going to drop out fairly quickly. So the storytelling in this one is really good. Sometimes the themes they pick are a bit odd, but this one is like, it's really clear. I know exactly the story they're telling. It's clearly Romeo and Juliet. If I hadn't have read the description, I would still think it was a Romeo and Juliet inspired doll. Like there's probably the balcony scene based upon the box, and yet when Juliet takes the potion to put her into a death-like sleep, she is found in her nightdress, which is just great storytelling through the costume and the design of the doll herself. So she has 2 different kinds of headpiece. So the first is this little headband that matches this bit of this dress actually. And it's got these little crystals on it as well. Really, really pretty. It matches this bit of this dress, but I think it would go really nicely with both. This little hairnet with the little tiny pearls on as well, which is again really, really beautiful, really well made. It matches this dress as well. You could wear this, I think you could wear both headbands with both dresses personally and it would still look great. Here are her shoes. So her shoes are like gold, sort of like a dull goldish colour, with a little like coat shape and a little strap. I've not seen these before. They tend to use the mould for most Blythe shoes a few times, but I don't think I've seen this one before. They're very soft and squishy, so I would be careful with them if you are taking pictures outdoors, because squishy stuff tends to get dirt ground into it really easily. But they're going on easily. This doll does not come with socks or stockings that I've found yet, but there you go. They fit perfectly without stockings. They're not going to fall off those. They're a nice little shape. Wow. So for her other accessories, she has some earrings. These are beautiful, very elaborate. They're really lovely. I find there's a fine line to tread with Blythe earrings. They're either so small you can't really see them, or they're so big that they look out of place. But I think they're really working. They're really pretty. And lastly, this is tiny. Oh wow. So here's her tiny necklace, her little crucifix or rosary. I don't think it's a rosary, is it? It's just a crucifix. Because you don't wear a rosary, do you? Or do you? I don't know, I'm not Catholic. And they've even included like teeny tiny little beads all the way down. There we go. It's very cute on as well. So final thoughts. She's a really, really beautiful Blythe. The base doll herself, she does remind me very, very much of Bianca Pearl, like I mentioned before. Her hair is really similar, her skin tone is similar. They both have brown eyelashes. The biggest difference is that Bianca was matte and this one isn't. But that's nothing that a bit of Mr. Super Clear can't fix. She's definitely one that I couldn't miss because I missed my Bianca Pearl and I don't want to pay the huge prices that Bianca Pearl goes for now. Her stock is beautiful. This is really, really, I think it's some of the most elaborate stock we've had in a long time. She's really pretty. I feel like the storytelling they've achieved through her stock and through her box is perfect. Even if you hadn't told me her name and I hadn't read the little like backstory that they always write, I would still know that this was supposed to be Juliet. They've married up the two separate outfits and like I think the pale snow skin is a really good choice because they seem to be leaning into the tragedy, not just the love story. So she's like deathly pale, bless her. It's okay. And we have two of her key outfits, which is like a day dress and a nightgown. I think both of these dresses I'm probably going to use a lot just because I'm really into like pretty dresses at the moment. This is the kind of thing that I would like put on one of my dolls if I was taking them to a castle or something. Oh man, I should go to a castle. I should take her to a castle. Yeah, that's happening. Stock is beautiful. Earrings adorable. I love her jewellery. I don't often use the jewellery. Like the earrings usually just sort of sit in a box. But these ones are lovely. I do like them. And I can see like the earrings and the necklace going really well with like a more casual outfit too. The only things I would really criticise is the lack of stockings. It's not the end of the world actually. I don't think I'm too bothered mostly because putting stockings on and off a Blythe is such a pain in the arse. It's my least favourite part of dressing them. And I don't feel like this outfit is missing anything not having them. And I do think the shoes may be difficult to get on if you're trying to get them on over stockings. I wish the hair had held its curl a little more after I brushed it out, which is, that's a big ask though, isn't it? Brushing it out is my fault. But yeah, overall, really, really pretty doll. Beautiful, beautiful stock. I know this kind of stock won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. Another gorgeous girl to add to the collection really, isn't she?